And now back to the continuation of the story from a few minutes ago. You're on the Best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
What has your kid done to get you kicked out of a store?
Let's talk to John.
Oh, yeah. John, and then Jim also looks like it could be fun.
John.
Hello.
Hey, what happened?
Well, this is a few years ago, like 20.
Okay.
My daughter was, one was 4 and one was 7.
Hey, wait, you had a 4-year-old at age 20?
No, this is 20
He
years
said
ago.
20 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you were 20.
No,
Okay,
he said
gotcha.
20 years ago.
And my wife wanted to get something for her mother at an antique store, and I knew that was a mistake, but we went in, and she was browsing around and just kind of like got lost, and I had to stick with the kids. And the bigger one pushed the little one into a pedestal table that had a marble top, and the top started to come off, and the little one was under the table. So I went under there, and the table landed on me and broke my glasses, but the table also broke in half.
Ooh.
Hey.
They make you pay for it?
Well, I'll tell you, the man was very nice. He said, "I'm glad nobody was hurt. Don't worry about the table," but I paid for what was on the table. I thought that was only fair. There was a lamp and a sort of a china figurine.
Right.
But he let us out. I guess he didn't kick us out. I kicked us out because I couldn't stand it anymore.
How embarrassing.
But he was a very nice man. I have to give him credit for that. I wish I could remember the name of the place, but it was in Chambly, and the table was a lot more than the things on it. But he just was happy that everybody wound up without being injured, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty nice for a guy in that position.
It's probably that guy at our Chambly, that antique place, the guy that owns the mansion where we went to that time. We went traveled through his mansion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his name. Jim
Antique something.
It's
The
Great
Gatsby.
Great
Great
Gatsby
but
could have been.
Well, yeah, but this was like along the strip there in Chambly,
gotcha.
where there's
Yeah,
a bunch of little
okay.
places. And
Right.
it may not even be there anymore. Like I say, it's been a while.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Bye.
Scott, line 1.
Hey, Scott.
Have you been kicked out of a store?
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
What did
I
your
was
kid?
in a pet store, and my son basically decided to take some expensive saltwater fish and go over to the freshwater where they had a tank displayed with piranhas.
Okay, now wait a minute. How did he get those fish? Did he just take the net and go into one of the other tanks?
Exactly. And then dumped a red flame angel or something like $60 fish, and the piranha obviously decided
He
to
dumped
have
it into a piranha
an
tank.
early dinner.
He took the expensive fish out of one tank and put them in the piranha tank?
Correct.
Oh, my God.
So what
Did you
is
have
that?
to buy that fish?
Well, the fish that we went to buy, no, we basically had to pay for the fish that he decided to feed.
How much was that?
About $210, I think it was.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
how old is he?
He's 11.
11?
Oh, that's mischief right there.
Yeah.
How does he, what does that look like when you put the fish in? Is it just instant, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't even sniff around. They just go right for it?
Yeah, what
Yeah, they
happens?
chase him into circles until they get tired, and then finally, once they get a hold of that dorsal fin, it's chop away.
Oh, that's gotta be
Just go right at it.
ugly.
So you were kicked out of the store, obviously.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Oh,
That's very Home Alone-ish, or you know. All right,
Thanks for
listen.
calling.
We told Jim we'd take him, and I don't know if this is his kid, but it looks interesting.
Jim?
We'll
Hey, good morning.
wrap it up. Yeah.
What happened to you?
About 15 years ago when we were in high school, my best friend and I skipped school and got really drunk, went into a department store, and decided we were going to shop, and she decided she wanted to try on some sexy underwear, and she passed out in the dressing room, and I passed out outside waiting for her, and the people threw us out.
So let me understand it. There
In
was
high school,
there's a sexy 15-year-old in sexy underwear passed out in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Am I the only
Gear.
guy who is slightly excited by that story?
Thanks, Jim.
Sure.
Thanks for getting Jimmy in the States.
What? Wait a minute.
what is line 3?
Read that, Barnes. My son.
Oh, my
My son buffed the skin.
Hold it. Take. You got it. You can't not take that call.
Gene,
Hey.
talk to me.
Well, he was about 3 years old. We'd driven to Florida and checked into this hotel with a villa, and there was the floor buffer, not floor buffer, but shoe buffer.
Shoe
In the
buffer
hotel,
on the
right.
floor.
In the hotel room,
Yeah,
and he had an older sister, about 3 years older, and they were buffing their butts. They'd come back from the beach.
Now
And
that's those electric ones.
those
that,
electric
the big
ones,
fluffy turning-
with-
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she dared him to do that, so he did,
To do what?
to buff his penis.
To buff his penis.
His penis. I mean, this tiny little
You know,
winky.
we could all use our
Well,
penises
yes,
buffed
well,
once
he
in a while.
buffed it, and it buffed the skin off of it. My husband was showering, getting ready to go to a meeting, and I'm screaming, he broke it. He wrapped it around, and he said, relax. He said, it's not big enough to wrap around a shoe buffer. He just
So what did you do?
He buffed the skin off of it. And I thought, I can't take him to the hospital emergency room. What am I going to do?
He's a
how,
kid.
how do
Just
you
say-
explain
What are you gonna
that?
do?
So I
Take him
got
to-
Solar Cane out and put Solar Cane on
Solar
it.
cane.
Solar cane.
Solar Cane. Then he really started screaming.
I
bet.
bet he started
Yeah.
screaming.
Oh, man.
The poor little guy milked it for the rest of the trip.
He milked it for the rest of the trip?
Well,
Didn't you ever take
his
him out
sister
of that
had
room?
to take care of him and wait on him because he had buffed the skin off his winky.
His
So you really
winky.
didn't get kicked out. This is just a
No, we didn't
child
get kicked
accident
out,
story.
But it was just the poor child. He was
Uh-huh.
in misery.
Oh, man, that's pretty funny.
It was- yeah.
How long did the shine last?
They took him to shoe repair
He
store.
still got it.
we could
No.
literally do a 4-hour show
Thank
on
you.
children's accidents because, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See you later,
Bye,
James.
Gene.
I've had some trips where I've stayed in the hotel room the whole time and just milked it.
Yeah? We'll talk about that a whole
Were you
nother
alone?
segment later.
The best of the Morning X.
With Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.